Hi everyone, welcome back to another video and I hope all are doing great. And what I want to share in this video is kind of in relation with my couple of two videos that I've posted on getting an RFE, that is request for evidence from USCIS. And one of the videos I posted last year was about me getting an RFE and how I actually went through the process, what my situation was, and what I did in order to get my RFE, complete. So that was one of the videos, and then I posted another video in which I went through my timeline. I elaborated how many days it eventually took me from the start to the very end of receiving an RFE to getting an EAD card. So those were a couple of videos, and this one is in kind of relation because what I've seen over past few months, particularly in this year, I've seen that so many students have reached out to me with the request of they being getting an RFE and kind of confused as to what their next step should be and how to get all the documents ready to prepare a very strong evidence that can be sent to the officer for your approval. Now, what I've realized with all these requests that I've seen, first thing is do not panic, don't get nervous. And I think this is what I felt, but I know it's natural, but this is something that we can all kind of work and be positive with this situation. And if we think RFE, it's just an extra evidence that is being required. So there's nothing to worry about. And if you have all the documents, if you have done everything in a right manner, nothing is, what I can think is nothing is wrong with your process so far that you have been staying here and all the work that you have completed. Getting an RFE evidence complete as in a package should not be a big issue. So first thing is don't get nervous, don't get panicked. Just make sure you have all the documents, you understand all the documents that are needed and start to prepare them on a step-by-step basis. So the second step, as you get your notice, just make sure you read it very thoroughly, read it multiple times and analyze what they're looking for. And what I've seen that sometimes sending a little more or little additional documents is not a harm, but do not send the evidence or the things that are not needed at all. Like just I'll give you an example. In my case, whatever was asked, I gave that. But in addition, I gave my extra, like my EAD card, that was my initial EAD, though they already had it. I submitted my I-20. So those were a couple of additional documents just to balance your whole package. So that is very important. So understanding your RFE notice and what exactly is being asked for, just provide those documents. Now, the third step from here is always consult your DSO. Your DSO will be the very first person who can guide you in a very proper manner. And I'm pretty sure because RFEs are very common, that's what I've seen, that's what I've realized. So your DSO will have a very specific answer to what should be written with your evidence package, and they'll guide you thoroughly and properly as to how you should organize your documents. So always consult your DSO for that. And what another thing I realized and I learned is make a cover letter, address your issue in your cover letter that you got an RFE, and this cover letter is in response to that RFE that was dated such and such. And my request or my evidence is as follows. And your documents should be in the same serial order as your RFE states. Like for example, if they want your job employment history first, just make sure all the documents start with that, followed with the other supplement evidence that they require. So that is very important because what will help in this case, this will help you to organize, and the officer, as they're reading your cover letter, they'll be simultaneously able to look at the documents in an orderly manner. So that is another thing that is very important. So make sure of that. And that leads me to another thing. Once you need to submit, once you are all ready, take your time. Very first thing. Now, we only get one chance to submit our RFE. Don't rush. We get enough time. That's what I know. I had some decent months to prepare. So don't rush, even though we all want to get that as early as possible because the processing only starts when we submit the document. But don't rush because we don't want to make any mistake. So make sure all the documents are proper, no mistakes. uh, do them, like revise them yourself, revise them with any of your family member, friends, even though they won't know the details, but just make sure, let them, just have another eye is always good, so have them look at that. Your DSO, again, just make sure you have your documents reviewed by them, and cross check again, like do it your time, fourth or fifth time as well, and then finally submit your document. So we want to make sure that we are submitting once, but we are submitting it very like in a proper manner. And then the last thing, if you had your initial document sent through online, just make sure you submit it online. Do not send by mail. Or if you did the other way, just make sure you do only one way. Do not send your documents twice, or do not do that with both the different ways. If you did that through mail, your online status will show submitted once they've received your documents. This is very important. And if you are doing it online, just make sure that once they receive it and once they approve or the processing starts, it will automatically change the status to either processing or either in review. So you don't have to worry about that. And usually over these months, that the RFE requests that I saw from students, their their documents were approved within like 3 to 5 days of being, reviewed or being sent to the center. So I think keeping it simple and keeping it like within those specific set of frames, like whatever is being asked for, just provide them that. A small additional request or small additional documents will always be helpful, but don't go like that way in which they don't need it and you're still providing. So that is something not recommended. Even by my DSO said no. So I think follow these steps. And I know a lot of RFEs have been coming in, but again, if you follow these guidelines and just make sure you're doing whatever is asked for, I think it should work out well. And over what I've seen, I think almost all that reached out to me eventually reached out to me saying that their RFE was approved and their EAD was processed. So that is something eventually I need to hear as well, in case you get an RFE notice that everything went well and you got your EAD. So feel free to reach out to me in case you feel you need help. And if you think you need more additional help and support, how to prepare your RFE notice and how to get that done, I'll be more than happy to answer. My email is listed, and do check out my other couple of videos as well that will give you some confidence. I know the situation gets tricky and it gets tough, but it will still give you confidence on how to work on your RFE notices and how to send that to USCIS. If you like this video, if you like my other videos, please subscribe and like this video so it reaches to other students. And this is my whole motivation, my whole goal behind this channel, to help you guys out there. And yes, feel free to reach out, and I'll be looking forward, hopefully not for RFEs, but in case you need any help. So thank you, and I'll see you all in the next video.